do it here at my daily check-in. Today is Thursday, June 22nd. Hope you guys are well. What I want to talk about? I got some stuff to talk about. Of course I do. But before I get into that, I was reading, LinkedIn is like my source of news and things like that, especially when it comes to, things within the hospitality industry, people that you talk to and people that you meet and all that kind of stuff. And today was no exception. But I was quite surprised when I saw a name pop up, Jeff Forney. Jeff Forney I guess he's retired from the Long Beach Convention Center. So congratulations to Jeff Forney. I've known Jeff for, well, he's been there for 22 years, right? And he put out a note today saying after 22 years, I don't have to wake up early in the morning anymore. So congratulations to him. And congrats on your whatever the future holds for you, the next chapter, whatever that may be. Definitely congratulations to you. Like I said, I knew him when he first started back when I was with the Hilton and San Pedro. We were member hotels of Long Beach, and I just remember him being VP of. I'm not sure if he was VP then, but he was VP of membership and VP of marketing. So congratulations to Jeff Forney, okay, and best of luck in that next chapter. As you can see, I'm live, not live here, but the backdrop is the Conrad, downtown LA. One interesting thing I saw about the Conrad. I mean, I love the hotel, but it wasn't the thing that I saw was not interesting about the hotel. It was interesting about what happened. I guess since I've been on property for a while, a couple of years, I guess I don't remember some of the things that can happen in hotels, especially when. In fact, am I at that point yet? Hold on one second. I'm not even at that point yet. Let me move forward here so I can tell you exactly what I'm about to say. In fact, before I even get to that, you guys feel free to make comments. I'm live on LinkedIn, live on YouTube, so feel free to make your comments in the chat box there, and I definitely will put your comments on board or put them on the screen so you can see them. But yeah, I had a couple of things I did want to go over, but before I get to that point, I don't even know why I have this video up here, but I was at the Ace Hotel probably about 3 weeks ago, right? And of course, at the rooftop, you guys go to the rooftop at Ace Hotel. I mean, if you haven't been there, you should check it out. Especially on Friday nights, they have that entertainment there, a live DJ and all that stuff, and of course the food. This was we just did some appetizers and a couple of snacks and things like that. But and of course a couple of cocktails too. I can't remember what the heck that was called, but it was pretty good. It's like their signature drink up there, and it's called the Upstairs restaurant. So if you haven't been to the Ace Hotel Upstairs, you need to check it out. And then the next one was this is the same. This is basically the rooftop at the Ace. I mean, this just shows you the depth of the upstairs. It's rooftop. They have a pool up there. There's a bar. Food is served up there as well. Great views, all that kind of stuff. So that actually, this right here was actually there, if that makes sense at all. Okay, I don't know, but I had a couple of things I want to talk about. So I never come on and do these daily check-ins without having a topic or two to talk about. And one is hotel junk fees, and then the second one was union demonstrations in LA. Now I kind of alluded to that just a couple minutes ago when I said I was at about 3 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, I was at the Conrad Hotel, downtown LA. Brand new hotel. It's been there. I don't think it hasn't been open a year yet. And it was my first time there. And I happened to have an opportunity to go there because there was a celebration for a friend of mine who just became a commissioner, okay, a county commissioner, kind of like a judge, but they call it's a commissioner. So, but anyway, there was a celebration for her across from the court building, which is downtown LA, which is directly across from the Conrad, which is a Hilton product. So I went in there, so it gave me an opportunity to go in there and check it out. And I was like, oh man, this is gonna be great. So I kind of killed two birds with one stone. I get to go to the reception and I get to check out the hotel. So I go to the hotel and and I see I see employees starting to line up, a considerably a large amount of employees are kind of walking around through the food and beverage area, which is on the rooftop, right? the restaurant on the rooftop, and they were congregating, and I just knew something was going to happen because I've been in hotels before, right? Union hotels where I know where they're about to start, demonstrating, chanting or whatever it is they do. And that's exactly what happened. I saw them lined up, and I told who I was with. I said, just hold on. This is a union demonstration. Basically, what I said. He said, how do you know? I said, dude, I've worked in hotels for years, and I've seen this many times, and that's exactly what they did. So I'm saying that to say this: union agreement for LA hotels is going to be up, I believe, at the end of this month. So I think that's the 30th, June 30th. The union agreement is going to be up, meaning it expires, and I don't believe a new union agreement has been drawn up, written. Definitely has not been signed. So I said that to say this: that if you happen to be in hotels, you're a guest or whatever, you happen to see this, that's what's going on. I mean, normally they do this when it's getting close to either negotiation times or the union contract is about to expire. So that's what that was. I mean, was it a surprise to me? It was a surprise because I hadn't seen it in a while, because I haven't been in a union property in quite some time, right? Or worked in one, where it was kind of commonplace when things were, going on or whatever. But yeah, so it was kind of surprise. It was a surprise, to see it, and all you can do is just, you let them go through their spiel, and they move forward, and that's it. And then they're not interrupting. Well, I guess they would interrupt conversations because there's like it had to be about 40 of them, and some of them are talking, some of them are talking in unison with other people and all that kind of stuff. So, but it's part of what goes on when the union contract is about to expire, and when one hasn't been signed yet, or there's some disputes and things like that. So there you go. So just if you happen to be in LA, especially if it's around, like, say there's a convention going on in town, oh, you're gonna expect a lot of kind of demonstration or disruption, if you will, in hotels, especially the larger hotels that have more employees, of course, and maybe some of the high profile properties that may be hosting events and things like that. So just be on the lookout for that if you happen to be in LA, in the next couple of weeks up until the 30th. And then once the contract has been signed, then you won't hear anything else probably for another 3 years or so. So there you go. So just, I have to give that information because, I'm Russell of Hotels, and I know things about hotels, right? I know what's going on. So just guys, just to let you know that hotel junk fees. Now, am I surprised? No, I'm not surprised. Marriott. This is in the hotel, one of the hotel magazines that I saw this morning. I get a digital copy, right? So, Marriott sued over employee protection fee. I don't even know what the heck an employee protection fee is, but it's one of those hotel junk fees. Now, this is primarily in LA. I have seen these before where they add, your room rate is $159. Then you got the tax, then you have all the occupancy tax and all the things that go along with that. Then sometimes they have a resort fee, or I don't know, they call it all kind of stuff. But they have this employee protection fee, which was another $10 to $14. Now, I only seen this in LA hotels. I don't know what it's for, but I would definitely be one of those guests. They're like, I'm not paying this. What is this for? It wasn't explained on your website, different charges or whatever. It wasn't explained when I checked in. So why now all of a sudden is it attached to this bill? Why am I paying $10 to $14 more for an employee protection fee that no one can explain what it is? So be aware of those kind of things. Marriott is being sued for that, but be aware of like the resort fees. I mean, it's nothing you can do about the resort fees. The resort fees, sometimes they call them amenity fees. Sometimes they call them service fees, urban fees. Urban fees. I don't even know what the heck that is. Why is it an urban fee? Well, what does that even mean? But I don't know. But just be aware of some of these fees. I question the employee protection fee. The resort fees, I mean, they can package up, sometimes they throw parking in there, or sometimes parking is an additional fee. Sometimes they say, okay, for the use of the pool, for the, Wi-Fi, if Wi-Fi is free, well, we have to bundle that in here. calls, like calls from your room if you're making local calls. I don't even know who doesn't have a cell phone these days. Who would use the hotel phone anyway? No. So I mean, there's a lot of different fees, like some kind of, I don't know, public service fee. In order to clean the public spaces, we're going to charge you a fee. So there's fees that are going on. Most hotels have a resort fee, especially ones downtown LA. The Ace Hotel included, the Conrad Hotel included. A lot of the hotels have this resort fee. So just be on the lookout for that and see what it is. It's normally between $25 and $35. I've seen it high as $55 up. So just be on the look for that. I see, let's see, I'm not sure who this is. Resort fees are about to become a thing of the past. Don't think so. Several properties have gotten into trouble for charging resort fees because they don't own the amenities and that they are charging for. I don't know that they're a thing of the past. Believe me, they will find another way to package that fee or to make sure some of the things are included in that fee. So I don't think they're a thing of the past. I think you need to get used to them, is what I think. In fact, let me see. I'm trying to see who, because I don't know who this is, so I just want to make sure I'm addressing. This is Cheryl Rogers. I don't think they're, Cheryl, sorry, I don't think they're about to be a thing of the past. I think that's a thing of the future. So, hold on tight and get used to paying it, because there are certain things that they can put in there. Wi-Fi charges, okay, because Wi-Fi is free, right? For the most part, there's a free Wi-Fi, and then there's a upgrade that you actually pay for. Well, they can charge you for that. That can be in that fee. To use the pool, extra towel fee. I mean, there's a lot of things that hotels can throw in that resort fee. Doesn't have to be a resort, because, like I said, they do this downtown LA. I'm not sure if they do it in Pasadena, but they do it downtown LA. Most, I would say 99% of the hotels downtown LA have some type of fee. And they're not resorts. Okay, so maybe they'll package it as something else. But yeah, hotels are getting in trouble. Yeah, like I just mentioned, Marriott got sued for this employee protection fee. Well, what does that even mean? I don't even know how you can throw that in there. Now, something like that, employee protection fee, that's ambiguous. What the hell does that even mean? No one knows what that means. But you can kind of understand what a service fee or resort fee or I don't know, an urban fee, but they will throw names out there or phrases out there or whatever and lump some of those things in there. So I don't think it's a thing of the past. I think it's a thing of the future. So if you haven't experienced it yet, you will experience it. So just hold on tight, because it's gonna happen. It's already happening. So and those prices are not getting any lower. And then of course, you throw parking on top of that, like in Vegas. Okay, so even before you get to the rate, you've already paid $60-$70 even before you get to the rate. So I mean, I don't know how people are going to continue to travel, but I guess you got to factor all that stuff in. But it's not a thing of the past. So I hate to tell you that, but yeah, people get in trouble. That's okay. Okay, well, par for the course. Okay, I got in trouble, but that doesn't mean I'm going to get rid of it. That means I'm going to come back and I'm going to package it a little differently. I'm going to label it something else, or I'm going to include other things in there. So that's, and then they're going to start charging for a housekeeping fee. It's going to be a housekeeping fee. Well, did you want your room clean? Okay, we're going to throw this housekeeping fee on there. So there's ways that it can get around it. Believe me, been there, done that. So there you go. So just wanted to let you guys know on that. Let's see what else. Do I got anything else on here? Of course, if you're downtown LA, you need a place to stay. Of course, I got to throw out the Level Hotel downtown LA, stayinglevel.com. Use that promo code ROH23. I actually have a couple other hotels that are now offering that Russell Hotels rate. The AC Hotel downtown LA, as well as the Moxie Hotel downtown LA as well. So they're offering that Russell of Hotels rate too, just in case you wanted to know. But of course, I'm rolling with right now, today, I'm rolling with the Level LA Hotel downtown on South Olive Street. So what else is going on? I think that was all the things. I do these like try to do them every single day, Monday through Friday. You talk about hospitality, talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, the sometimes challenging, and just let people be aware of some of the things that are going on within the hotel space. I mean, I just talked about resort fees. I just talked about Marriott being sued over these quote unquote junk fees. I talked about the unions that the contracts are up. So here in LA specifically, expect some type of demonstrations, especially at the larger hotels or the more high profile hotels. Did you know there's 60 union hotels in LA? 60 hotels that are managed by unions, or the employees are unions. So that's it's hard. Well, I won't go to a union hotel. Well, no, it's kind of hard not to. Okay, but I mean, like I said, it happens when these demonstrations happen. And I mentioned this earlier. This is for people that maybe just came on. This happens when the contract is due to expire, and in this case, the contract is due to expire on the 30th of this month, and a new contract has not been signed yet. I'm not sure how far they are away from coming up with an agreement for the next contract. The contracts normally go 3 years, but just kind of give you a heads up on that, what's going on. And let's see what else. But like I was saying, I do these every Monday through Friday. I also do a show called On Air with Russell of Hotels, which is my live hospitality talk show. Comes on every Tuesday. So if you missed it live, you can see it on the replay. So look at it on YouTube as well as LinkedIn. On Tuesday, I talked about what did I talk about? Guest expectations, right? What do guests expect? In fact, those same expectations that I went over on the show, I put up the top 5 or the first 5 today on my LinkedIn page. So if you go check out the LinkedIn page, I have the 5 guest expectations and with the definitions or explanations under that. And then tomorrow I'll follow up with the other 6 through 10. Okay, so just in case you didn't know. In case you want to know, there it is. All right. But anyway, I thank you so much, Cheryl, Ms. Rogers, for those comments. I do appreciate them, but I don't think it's going away anytime soon. So, but that's just me. Russell of Hotels. I mean, what do I know? I mean, I don't, I don't know. But no, I've done enough research with hoteliers to know that I mean these mandates are coming from the top, top of the food chain, top of these corporate offices and things like that. They're mandating at the property level. At the property level, these are things that we do, right? And let them worry about the lawsuits and all that stuff. On the corporate, on the local level, hotels aren't worrying about that. Okay, so I mean, just to let you know. And the consumer, if the consumer, do the consumers, hold the key to that? They could, but as cost of goods go up, and cost of goods have gone up, okay, I guess it's easier to justify some of these, these fees that hotels are coming up with. Because if cost of goods were not coming up, then of course you complain, then okay, all right, we won't do that anymore. Because I remember it was one fee that I remember is a cancellation fee. Like, so if you cancel your reservation at the last minute, they assess this cancellation fee. But then all you had to do is call them and say, hey, I had to cancel at the last minute, something came up, and then they would waive that fee, right? They would just say, okay, no problem, we'll take it off. Then it became increasingly harder to get that fee waived. Now it's impossible to get it waived. Okay, see, that's how these things start, right? So I'm gonna say it's similar to that. So yeah, people weren't complaining about it, but it became increasingly harder to do it. And if you now make reservations through websites, they give you the option, right? To okay, I want to pay for everything now, or I want to pay for things later, right? But if you pay for it now, you better make sure you come and stay at the hotel, because there's no cancellation fee unless, I mean, they won't waive a cancellation fee. They're going to charge you for that. So if you paid $300 for your room, that's what you're going to have to pay for, because you pay for it up front, which I never I never recommend anyone do the flexible one. Pay a little bit more money up front, but you have the flexibility to cancel within 24 hours of you arriving. So I think that's the best way to go. Yeah, pay a little bit more up front, but I'm not going to pay the full. I'm not going to feel the full brunt of, if I just canceled and just walked away and I'm asked $300. No, I wouldn't do that. It's going to maybe charge me another $10 more per night or something like that. Okay, I'm cool with that. But no, no. So like I said, I don't think these things are. And I'll let you know because I'm a consumer as well, right? I don't want to pay this stuff either, but I can see how hotels can justify it. I can honestly see that. But do I think it's fair? No, I don't think it's fair. But I can see how they can justify it, if that makes sense at all. So, but speaking with somebody that comes from that industry, that has worked, 25, 30 years in the industry and seen all these kind of things come to fruition, to see, people, us experimenting with them. And then when you get pushback, you pull it away. But if you don't get pushback and you continue to put it in people's face, eventually they're just going to get used to it and like, oh, okay, well, yeah, that's just part of, this is part of the fee. I mean, you just got to pay it. Well, that's where we are. That's where we are. So, but anyway, I think that's it. Once again, Russell of Hotels. I do the live show on air with Russell of Hotels every Tuesday. I do these daily check-ins daily. Hours unknown, meaning it just depends on when I have time to do it. And they don't have to go long, but I can sometimes be long-winded. But always make sure you let people know when I do these lives. I always want to make sure people know three things: who I am, Russell of Hotels, or Russell Edmond. Two, what do I do? Let's just say I do hotel site selection. So I assist companies and organizations with finding that hotel for their meeting, their retreat, their convention, their conference. 10 rooms or more is considered a group. So anything 10 rooms or more, that's what I can handle. I've done as least amount, of course, is 10 on peak night, or I've done as many as 650 rooms on peak night. So it doesn't matter. It's the same amount of work, if it's 10 rooms or 650 rooms, it doesn't matter. So how can I help? I can help, say that corporate meeting planner that doesn't have time to kind of look and do RFPs or do a request for an RFP and things like that. A request for an RFP. That's what an RFP is, right? They don't have time to, they don't have time to, to complete an RFP. I mean, that's what I do. The company or the meeting planner gives me the information. I do the RFP. I submit it to the hotels. I receive all the proposals, and I present them to the client. Then we have a conversation about, why this hotel will work or why this hotel wouldn't work. And then when it comes to contract negotiation and pricing and all that, I handle that as well, right? I want to make sure everything that's in the contract should be in the contract. Everything that shouldn't be in there shouldn't be in there, because every group shouldn't have the same contract. It's based on the contract should be based on the group. It's not the group based on the contract. Okay, so just remember those things. So those are things that I do. So who I am, what I do, and how I can help. There you go. So if you get those three things, there we go. But any questions at all? Like I said, I always try to be a resource for the industry, for people within the industry. You'd be surprised the amount of phone calls that I get about people looking for jobs, or just advice on certain things. I got a call yesterday from someone where we were talking about she was starting an event planning business, and she asked me questions about that. So when I started my business, back in 2017, 2018. What are the things that I went after? Because I told her, I said, normally the people that say they're going to come with you don't come with you. Okay, so you're going to start off from scratch. You're going to start off from ground zero. You got to have that mindset that no one's going to come with me. You start off from scratch. Okay, but after you get over that, right? Go after the low hanging fruit. Go after stuff that you can get, that you can make your mark from, and people will basically refer you to other business, right? Because one of the things that I start off with was sports, right? Because as a hotel sales manager, I did a lot of sports teams, right? So I went back to what I knew and who I knew that was still doing sports teams or they were still traveling and things like that. So what I did was made a couple of phone calls to people that I knew were like coaches and, for traveling basketball teams or whatever. And that's how I got started, right? So, because that was kind of my sweet spot before I got into, doing, groups for, corporate groups and association and insurance and pharmaceutical and all that kind of stuff. So, but you got to start somewhere, right? So that's what I did. So that was the advice I gave her. Start with where you're familiar and then work your way from there. So there you go. So that's it. That's enough rambling for today. But anyway, like I said, I do these every day, Monday through Friday, live here on YouTube, live here on LinkedIn, the replay on LinkedIn and YouTube as well. And check out On Air with Russell of Hotels, my live hospitality talk show on the same networks, okay, YouTube and LinkedIn. In fact, if you didn't see yesterday's or Tuesday's episode, it's there. You can replay it as many times as you want. It's also a podcast. So On Air with Russell of Hotels is a podcast as well. So if you don't want to see me, you just want to hear me, and take me on the go, you can do that as well. So that's on Spotify. So that's it. So until tomorrow, you guys have a great day. And thanks again, Ms. Cheryl Rogers, for your comment. Appreciate you.